Into conference play. This is the last non-conference for both teams. Really get on track heading into the conference slate.
Holy Cross sits back in a 2-3 zone. The Minutewomen moving left to right on your television screen. Josh Maurer and Dave Gunn here on CBS 3 Now and the UMass Sports Network. Montgomery got right around her defender but couldn't finish. Bodies colliding in the middle. That was Jasmine Watson and Alyssa May hitting the deck, and we'll see who got the foul. I think May.
So you see right from the start, Bill Gibbons recognized at halftime that he had to make an adjustment, that really coming out and pressuring those UMass ball handlers was opening things up inside for Watson and Robinson and Mosgrove to an extent as well. And now they're going to sit back in his zone, try to pack things in a little bit.
That would have been a three-pointer for Tusher had Jasmine Watson not been called for a 3-second violation first. Minutewomen, one thing that they struggled with in the first half was avoiding the turnover. That's their 15th. So Holy Cross down by 8. Have been down as many as 11. The Crusaders have never led. Fremo had 6 in the first half. Lepley with a late charge. Ended up being the leading scorer for Coach Gibbons' team with 9. That time Fremo has it just trickle off the rim into the hands of Cerie MOSGROVE.
Yeah, we were talking about it off camera before the half got underway as Montgomery drives to the hoop. And, you know, UMass really, Sharon Dawley at halftime, probably just 2 areas she talked to the team about. Take care of the basketball, box out on defense, offensive boards and turnovers. The only 2 things that really hurt the Minutewomen in the first half.
Minutewomen got the steal. Unfortunately, Holy Cross will get it back after the held ball. The arrow goes the Crusaders' way. So UMass leading by 10 after this basket from D. Montgomery, coast to coast. A quick first step right around Kelly Hemner.
Yeah, both first 2 of the UMass possessions, Montgomery driving hard to the left to the hoop. Got it to go that second time. First time had the miss.
Alex Smith can't hit the 3. Holy Cross is 1 out of 8 from beyond the arc. UMass conversely 4 of 11, 3 of them by Tusher. And we talked about how terrific Watson was in the first half. Emily Tusher, who's got the ball now, has 9. She had 3 threes. And MOSGROVE cleans up her miss and will earn her way to the free throw line. Chance to, if she hits them both, give UMass its largest lead of the night.
MOSGROVE, the wily old veteran. We've seen her a couple times there. She sees one of her teammates driving to the hoop, and she finds her way to that weak side. She knows that's where most of those rebounds are going to go, and she's gotten a couple offensive boards today.
Lead is 11. Cerie's a player who was mostly a perimeter performer for her first 3 years. Has been asked to play inside more frequently in her senior season. She's a captain on this team. Second shot, 2 for 2. 12-point lead for the Minutewomen, who have scored the first 4 points of the half. 37-25 UMass. Holy Cross is in the visiting purple uniforms tonight as they move right to left on your screen. Smith inside the arc. A contested 2 is good for Alex Smith. Nice shot there. Her first points of the night. Lead is 10.
Smith is the main outside shooting threat from this team. And really, when you look at the numbers, really the only outside shooting threat that you need to make sure you close out on and get a hand in her face when she's squaring up to shoot.
Tusher missed off to the right. Rebound down for Whitney Fremo for Holy Cross. UMass made 4 of its first 7 threes. Team has missed its last 5 from beyond the arc. Holy Cross can cut into the 10-point deficit with Bree Malone back in there against Zulo. Malone, a tough runner, way off. That's out of bounds last touched, I think, by the Minutewomen's MOSGROVE. It was. That'll give a fresh shot clock to the Crusaders. Between Tusher and Watson, they had over 75% of UMass's points in the first half. 17 and 9 respectively. That time Watson denying the entry pass into Lepley, stole the ball. Tusher up to Watson. Down the court, she puts it in. That's called rewarding the defense. Jasmine forced the steal, then ran the court and got her 19th point. Shot no good by Meredith Ward on the other end. And here comes D. Montgomery trying to extend a 12-point lead. Zula wide open. UMass by 15 as Megan Zulo spots up for 3.
And maybe there was one more thing Sharon Dawley talked to the team about at halftime. Said, listen, we're faster, more athletic than these guys. Let's get out and run on them, get some transition points. Exactly what they did these last 2 trips.
And Coach Gibbons has to stop play by calling a timeout. We'll take it with the teams. We've played just over 3 minutes here in the second half, and the Minutewomen have gone from +8 to +15. We'll be back There we go. I promise you're about to see from Block Jewelry. We'll be back after this here on CBS 3 Now.
We all know there's no easy fix for the current economy, but if you're looking for a diamond or a unique gift for someone special, we can fix that. If your favorite piece of jewelry is broken or your diamond needs a new setting, we can also fix that. If your watch is right twice a day, we can fix that too. At Block Jewelry, we can't fix everything, but when it comes to jewelry, we can fix that. Block Jewelry, there's no better place.
Get your tickets now. Call 1-866-UMass-TIX or visit UMassathletics.com. UMass has scored 9 of the first 11 points after halftime and has its largest lead of the night, 42-27. And Dave, this was a great play by Jasmine Watson on both ends of the court.
Look at the hustle by the post player. She makes the play at the defensive end under her own basket, and then she beats every player up the floor. She passes. I'm not a math major, but I think that's 9 people she passed on the way up the floor, gets the easy bucket. And then conversely from the outside, Megan Zulo spotting up in transition, knocking it down.
Her second from beyond the arc. The UMass 5 3-pointers made. Leads by 15 as Holy Cross had to call a timeout. And so they'll try to respond. They're facing their largest deficit. It's an Alex Smith 3. That's no good. Zulo was right in her face, but it last touched Tusher on the baseline. 1 out of 9 from beyond the arc now are the Crusaders, conversely to what UMass is doing. So Holy Cross with a fresh shot clock. Alyssa May, the senior out of Oradell, New Jersey, took the inbounds pass. And now Fremo against Mosgrove. That's a wild shot, nothing but backboard. But again, UMass knocks it out of bounds. As Whitney Fremo threw that one about 2 feet above the rim.
Crusaders still crashing that offensive glass hard. UMass gotta have to make sure when those shots go up, they're finding a body and boxing out.
That ball knocked away by Dee Montgomery, and Montgomery comes away with the steal. 1 against 2, she finds Cerie MOSGROVE, and another one for UMass. Second straight 3 they've hit, and now they're gonna steal the inbound. Up by 18, it's Montgomery. As she was falling down, couldn't hit it. From a seated position, Montgomery to Zulo, who's just a little bit short. That one would have brought the crowd to its feet. Instead, 18-point lead.
What a rebound from your backside. You don't see that too often.
Nope. Montgomery fouled then after Meredith Ward missed another 3 for Holy Cross, which is ice cold here at the beginning of the second half. There's Dee Montgomery, who was in a seated position, as Dave just told you, with that last offensive rebound. You got a timeout on the floor. It's the under 16. Threes from Zulo and MOSGROVE have given UMass an 18-point cushion here on the UMass Sports Network. Back with more here on CBS 3 Now.
The thing I like about UMass is that there's so many choices, so many options.
It's incredible to be able to go to a school that is this diverse.
To be able to put on my resume that I've done marketing for the show Glee and movies that have been #1 at the box office.
I came from Chicago to UMass for the sports management program because it's one of the top programs in the nation.
And I love having a practical major where I can be at school and feel like I'm doing something.
There's so much research going on here. There's lots of opportunity for undergraduate involvement in research that you don't get at a smaller institution.
Great balls of fire! You got the bond, you got the bond, you got the wedding bond. We got the king, we got the queen, we do the discount thing. You got the bond, you got the big red bond. You got the discount price and it feels so nice. Buy the wedding bond near you!
At Clark Paint Factory, paint is our only business, and that's why contractors and homeowners choose Clark. From America's leading brands to our own brand, find what you're looking for or have it perfectly matched. Clark Paint Factory, proudly serving New England since 1928.
Well, this 3 from Cerie MOSGROVE gave UMass this current 18-point lead. They call her the sniper for shots just like that.
The senior leader coming through big for UMass here early in the second half. She's kind of the glue player that holds this team together. A real calm, even demeanor. Everybody kind of looks for her as an example of what to do.
There you see Coach Bill Gibbons looking for answers. This team has been ice cold here, especially at the start of the second half. It's UMass basketball facing full court pressure. Men and women have outscored the Crusaders, Dave, 12-2 in the first 4 minutes of the half.
It came out of the locker room like gangbusters so far. See, coming out of the timeout, how they respond.
That's Shakira Robinson slashing through. Her first basket of the game, and just that quickly. It took barely 4 minutes for UMass to take an 8-point halftime lead and get it up to 20. And Zulo pokes it away in the post for another steal. 3-on-2 Montgomery, and she had it knocked out of bounds from behind. But it's all men and women right now.
Zulo, a couple defensive possessions already this half, has really demonstrated great hands, getting her hands on passes, knocking it away. Not only knocking them away, knocking them to teammates.
And there's been more involvement from players other than Jasmine Watson this half. Mosgrove, Shakira Robinson, D. Montgomery getting into the act for the maroon and white. This is Cerie MOSGROVE, great post position. And no choice but to foul for Alyssa May. 2 more shots for the senior.
And UMass gets an 80% foul shooter at the line. That's a good game plan.
So this one becoming on the verge anyway of a blowout. Now a 21-point lead.
All through that first half, UMass kind of held Holy Cross at arm's length, and the lead hovered there around between 7 and 10 points, and the Crusaders would get a bucket when they needed to, stay within striking distance, but UMass really pouring it on here in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
16-2 now this half. And MOSGROVE doing a lot of that damage. 4 free throws and a 3-pointer. 49-27 men and women looking for their 4th victory of the season. It would be a 3rd straight home win for Coach Dolly's team. This is Bree Malone, that's a 2. And what else is new? It rimmed in and out. Almost like there's a lid on top of the Holy Cross basket here in the half. MOSGROVE another rebound. Men and women in firm command. You can see from this camera angle the crowd that's filed into the cage tonight. Very nice crowd on a Wednesday. MOSGROVE cross court, Zulo. Robinson in amongst the trees, finds Montgomery for a 3-pointer that she banks in. I think, Dave, when it's going your way, it's going your way.
8:15 and the bank's still open.
I'm guessing that wasn't an intended bank shot, but D will take it. 25-point game as Malone will get to the line.
You don't know that, Josh. You don't know.
I don't. That might be her. That might be her plan from the top of the key.
Straight on, why not?
That was the 3rd 3-pointer she said all season.
Has she banked the other 2?
Well, when it's going your way,
we'll have to check on that.
Going your way. 52-27 is the score. Malone finally ends a 19-2 men and women run. Let's take another look here, Dave. What do you think? Good pass out of the post by Robinson.
Good awareness by Robinson on that. She recognized the double team, kicked it out, found the open player, and
what do you think?
Yeah, she knocked it down. It was a perfect bank right off the center of the square. That's what you want, right?
Bill Raftery would have called it a kiss. Malone hits 2. 23-point lead. Again, we've only played 6 minutes this half. Tusher open 3. That would have been her 4th of the game. Instead, it's Christine Ganser for Holy Cross on the boards.
Tusher, after that red-hot start, knocking down her first few threes, has missed her last few, but she's a shooter. She'll keep putting it up and keep that confidence high.
Hamner couldn't hit. Nice pass there from Kelly Robinson, but Tusher had to save it, and it's taken away by Hamner for Holy Cross. Tusher ran into the band. Hamner hit and fell. Cerie MOSGROVE hustling back.
Yeah, MOSGROVE will get that one. That pass was that was a great pass, but you always got to know who you're passing to. Those post players, sometimes the hands aren't up there, especially in transition right away. A little bit too much mustard on that one.
So 2 shots here for Kelly Hamner. Chance for a first point of the game. And you don't even hit the rim or the net. You're not going to get your first point that way.
She could have used some of Montgomery's distance on that three with that one.
Mosgrove, who's had a terrific first 6.5 minutes of the half. She gets a well-deserved breather. Jasmine Watson is back in.
You see there Mosgrove just a step late trying to get over to take that charge.
Well, Hamner made a nice adjustment, made the second. Crusaders with 3 straight get back within 22 points here of UMass. Men and women putting on a terrific performance tonight. Shakira Robinson, Kelly Robinson, no relation. Emily Tusher's 3. That's her 4th of the night. It's raining threes here in the second half from the cage. And another 25-point lead for UMass.
Tusher, the veteran shooter, she'll keep that confidence. She knows she missed her last few, but a short memory, and she knocks it down.
Another miss for Holy Cross, but an offensive rebound. Bree Malone, that one rolled off. In the paint, Caitlin Cole, too strong. Finally, Shakira Robinson with 2 hands for UMass.
UMass dodges a bullet there, giving up 2 more offensive boards.
Kelly Robinson, a freshman out of Queens Village, New York. Jasmine Watson, that might have been a foul. They didn't call it, and then Shakira Robinson missed the putback. I think Holy Cross got away with one there. Approaching the 12-minute mark.
Yeah, when you look at this, UMass up 25 now. This is when you have to watch out. You don't want to get sloppy, and slowly the next thing you know, Holy Cross is back in this ball game. The Minutewomen want to run their offense, get good shots. And now with Robinson getting a chance here, the freshman, to run the offense and be the floor general after Dee Montgomery did a great job over the first 7 minutes or so of the half with running the offense.
10 to shoot here for Megan Zulo, whose entry pass got knocked out of bounds by Kelly Hamner, and that'll bring us to a timeout. UMass playing perhaps its best first 6-7 minutes of a half all season, and now comfortably in front of Holy Cross. It's 55-30. The Minutewomen with 11:44 to go, right here on CBS 3 now.
The UMass Amherst Alumni Association is over 225,000 alumni strong. Our vibrant community participates in professional development programs, alumni clubs, athletic and other events around the globe. Explore the traditions, resources, and opportunities that are your UMass Amherst Alumni Association. Get connected today.
You are UMass. In football, you've got to be prepared. Things can change fast on the field. It's the same thing in life. You never know what's coming next. I know from experience. That's why I've got life insurance from SBLI. My family's future is too important. Now we're ready for whatever comes our way.
Affordable, dependable life insurance since 1907.
55-30, a 25-point UMass lead here at the Curry-Hicks Cage. It's time now for a Maroon Minute, brought to you by UMass Amherst, one of America's top public universities. Dave, this is an interesting one. Frank Supp of the Mechanical and Industrial Engineering Department has built a battery-powered artificial limb. It's kind of like the wearable robotics device from the $6 Million Man. An amputee can strap on this robotic leg with its power-operated knee and ankle joints, and guided by built-in sensors, the device will continually adjust to changing terrains and help the user power upstairs.
Wow, great job, Frank. Incredible.
You ever watched the $6 Million Man?
No, a little before my time, isn't it, Josh?
Could have seen some reruns.
But what used to be thought of as, science fiction, now reality, thanks to Frank. Good job.
Of the Mechanical Industrial Engineering Department here at UMass. Minutewomen in possession. Nice lob into Shakira Robinson, but first she traveled.
Just shuffled those feet. Another great seal. Got that defender up above her and just shuffled those feet a bit.
Well, the Minutewomen have been terrific here in the second half. They led at halftime 33-25, have outscored Holy Cross 22-5 over the first now about 9 minutes of the second half. And that's going to be another travel. Yep. Whitney Fremo, the senior from Manchester, New Hampshire, shuffled her feet. UMass turned it over 14 times in the first half, and they've taken a much better care of the basketball here. That one, Kelly Robinson had a little bit of a problem catching. Freshman running the point now. Emily Tusher, Jasmine Watson, Shakaya Robinson wide open.
Great look there. Robinson cutting over from the weak side. She saw the vacant lane and cut hard to it. And Watson with the great look.
Underneath the foul against UMass, Megan Zulo was holding on to Meredith Ward, who was cutting through. Not shooting. They called Shakaya Robinson. 10:46 remaining, as you see on your score bug in the bottom corner of your screen. Emily Tusher out. She's hit 4 3-pointers. UMass has had 3-pointers just this half alone. As that one goes inside, and a foul against the Minutewomen. It's going to put Alyssa May at the line. 3-pointers this half by UMass. Dee Montgomery, Cerie MOSGROVE, Megan Zulo, Emily Tusher. 4 different players to hit from beyond the arc.
UMass came into the game 16th in the country in 3-point field goal percentage, and that's only going to go up after this game.
First free throw is good by May, and now it's a 24-point Holy Cross deficit. Our next broadcast here on CBS 3 Now comes your way on Saturday night. It's an offensive rebound there off the missed free throw by Ganser. Shot no good. Right to Bree Malone. She can't hit. Again, it's almost as if they've put the lid on the basket for the Crusaders. Well, UMass touched the last. Saturday night, UMass hockey welcomes New Hampshire. That's a top 5 team. In fact, New Hampshire this week in the polls is 4th. They were as high as 2nd the last few weeks before this one. So what a game we've got for you Saturday night right here on CBS 3 Now. That's a 7 o'clock face-off at the Mullins Center. Fremo got a step, missed.
New Hampshire coming off a tough loss to St. Lawrence, my home area team, knocking them off.
Finally, a shot drops. Whitney Fremo a 3. 57-34. That's the first shot they got to drop in 4 in that possession. Meanwhile, Kelly Robinson will earn her way to the line on the other end. They had 4 shots that possession alone.
Yeah, offensive rebounds. Really the strength today for Holy Cross, and on the flip side, the weakness for UMass. The Crusaders have more rebounds at the offensive end as they do on the defensive end, 14-9.
Kelly Robinson's chance for her first point. A little bit too strong and off to the left. Freshman has only scored 24 points. Point guard, more of a distributor. 79% free throw shooter coming in, and Jasmine Watson will get a breather, as you see. To get the lead back to 24, she does. Largest just a moment ago was 26. Halfway through the second half. Here at the Curry-Hicks cage. Ganser spots up for 2, and that one missed. Cerie MOSGROVE was fouled from behind. In fact, knocked to the ground there by Whitney Fremo. No free throws yet. Team's 6th foul.
That time MOSGROVE said enough of these offensive boards. She got in there, got position, and skied for that rebound.
Full court pressure, Holy Cross staying with it. And to be honest with you, it hasn't really been much of a problem for UMass to handle.
It's kind of a token zone press just to make UMass work a little bit, bringing up the ball up the floor. Maybe the Minutewomen will make a mistake and the Crusaders will get a turnover, but UMass has handled it pretty well.
Pass got knocked out of bounds. That's Kelly Robinson entering it. And here's an interesting lineup for Coach Dawley now. The 2 freshman guards are on the floor together, Talon Watson and Kelly Robinson. And that may be why Coach Dawley just called a timeout. It's a 30 and we'll keep it here.
Great opportunity for her to work on, get those freshmen out there, get them working together in the backcourt, especially against a press where they need to use a 2-guard front to break it, and get them working together, get them developing.
9 on the shot clock as UMass calls its second timeout of the night. Men's basketball team is opening Atlantic 10 conference play on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock against the perennial conference powerhouse Dayton. Dayton Flyers and the Minutemen coming your way at 2 o'clock. Tickets are available. Get them now by calling 1-866-UMass-TIX or by going online to umassathletics.com. That's a great matchup to open Atlantic 10 play on. Dayton going into a game tonight at St. Louis is 12-3.
UMass will be looking to take advantage of the extra couple days to prepare for the Flyers. As you mentioned, the Flyers having to play tonight.
9 on the shot clock here as Mosgrove gets the baseline underneath inbounds pass. Still got the 2 freshmen in the backcourt, Talon Watson and Kelly Robinson. Megan Zulo, the senior. Mosgrove a little short with only 1 on the shot clock, but she hit the rim, and Shakaya Robinson got the offensive rebound.
Well, I think she got an NBA step there, too.
UMass keeps the ball, leading 58-34. 24-point lead. It was only an 8-point advantage at halftime if you're just joining us. Sharon Dawley calls for the offensive set. You know, you talk to Coach Dawley, and one thing that can't help but impress you is her overall knowledge of any kind of system. She can run multiple offenses, multiple defenses. It's a basketball wizard that has been brought in here from Vermont to coach UMass. She knows it all.
An absolute student of the game. She understands the nuances. She understands her personnel, the other team's personnel.
That one's off for the Minutewomen. Nope, foul against UMass over the back.
And you can see it. It's evident in the adjustments she makes on the fly, even during the half, and then as an example here in this game, coming into the second half, UMass really taking advantage of whatever adjustments they did make at halftime and pouring it on and turning this game into a blowout.
Good job by Kelly Robinson, overplaying, but then she had a foot on the sideline. Almost a steal for Kelly. Holy Cross will get it back. In fact, because they reset the shot clock, that would rule that she did have possession long enough probably to give her a steal on the stat sheet. Kelly goes to the bench now. Dee Montgomery back in to replace her, and Jasmine Watson in for Shakaya Robinson. 9 minutes remaining, and UMass, which has led by as many as 26, comfortably in front here, a 24-point margin. And you know, you play these non-conference games, and the Minutewomen, if they hold on, they're only going to win 4 of their 15 in non-conference play. But it toughens you for the Atlantic 10, which is a difficult league. UMass has played some tough teams. Nice duck in there by Ganser. Banks it in and a foul.
That was a great shot, difficult shot. Defender hanging on her and knocked it down. And yeah, as you're talking about, Josh, the non-conference schedule for the Minutewomen was really a challenging schedule. You know, and it sets them up great for conference play. They're battle tested now.
Ganser, an old-fashioned three-point play for Holy Cross. They get to 37. Only 12 of those 37 have come this half. And that one is against or off of UMass. The Minutewomen turn it over in the backcourt. Dee Montgomery.
Yeah, they're saying Montgomery went out of bounds there. Looked like she may have drawn a foul, but I'm going to say the contact was incidental and she went out of bounds.
Officiating crew tonight, Kathleen Lynch, Pastor Torres, and Geraldine Smith. It was Pastor who made that call. So Holy Cross gets it back.
Crusaders running that motion offense. A lot of screens, screening for the screener, trying to create seams and opportunities.
Underneath, that one knocked away from Fremo and stolen by Cerie MOSGROVE.
Another block for Watson there.
Yep. Jasmine had a big first half, had 17 points in the first 20 minutes of the game, only 2 this half. She's 2 away from matching her career high though. MOSGROVE finds herself open at the top, and Cerie hits her second three-pointer. And the Minutewomen back up by 24.
MOSGROVE, one of those shooters, when she catches it, is on balance, in rhythm, you know it's going down.
That ends a 6-1 run for Holy Cross. Nice back in there. Fremo backing in Cerie MOSGROVE, gets the bank shot to drop. Fremo's played a nice game. Under 8 minutes to go.
Great footwork in the lane all game by her.
Dee Montgomery gets a high screen here from Cerie MOSGROVE. There will be a media timeout at the next whistle. MOSGROVE enters into Watson, and Jasmine now with a career-high matching 21st point. MOSGROVE entered it beautifully. Malone on the other end. Malone ran into MOSGROVE. A lot of contact, no whistle, and instead a defensive rebound for UMass.
3-on-2.
Zulo spots up for 3, and the Minutewomen have their largest lead. 27 points now. Back-to-back threes, MOSGROVE and Zulo.
You can just see this team developing before your eyes, really getting a sense of where the other person's going to be, what's the weakness of the other team, where to attack.
66-39. That three-point shot is good by Meredith Ward. Holy Cross hasn't hit many from deep. Zulo's wide open again. That time Megan left it off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Whitney Fremo for Holy Cross.
Bit of a quick one there, and then Zulo goes for the steal and gets beat.
Bree Malone missed. It's out of bounds. The last touch by Jasmine Watson. We're going to take a break. Come back with the final 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Here from the Curry-Hicks cage, a victorious return it appears to be for the first time since 2004 for the men and women, who lead it 66-42. Back with more here on CBS 3 now.
The American Inn provides a lifestyle that enables people to relax and enjoy their life. People can participate as much or as little as they choose. You know, 55 is the new 30.
We just fell in love with it, and we thought, well, why should we stay in our great big old house that needs so much care? So this has been wonderful.
It's just a very vibrant, active group of people who are willing to try new things. This lifestyle gives them that opportunity. This is the way to go if you're over 55.
Get your tickets now. Call 1-866-UMass-TIX or visit UMassAthletics.com. Dave Gunn, it's been a three-point clinic this half for the UMass men and women.
UMass coming out of the gates here in the second half, red hot. Cerie MOSGROVE there, knocking down the three-pointer. UMass, one of the top three-point shooting teams, not only in the Atlantic 10, but in the country coming into the game, and they're only adding to that tonight.
6 out of 10 in the second half from beyond the arc.
And the key to that is taking the right three-pointers. We saw that last one right before the half by Megan Zulo. She was open. I mean, you might want to say that was a little bit rushed into the possession, but other than that, UMass has really taken good three-point shots, open ones, on balance, part of the offense, and that's where you get the high percentage.
In the first half, it was Jasmine Watson carrying the heavy lifting. The second half, it's been the guards doing the majority of the scoring. Nice high-low there. Cole into Lepley, who missed the layup. UMass comes away with possession with 6 minutes remaining, ahead by 24.
You can't discount the Jasmine Watson presence inside right there. You can almost see that it just rushes the offensive player. They're expecting a block or contact to come, and it just alters shots.
Sliding on the floor for the steal was Kelly Hamner for Holy Cross. Smith up to Alyssa May. And then Lepley had it taken out of her hands by Jasmine Watson. A powerful steal leading the break. Zulo with numbers. MOSGROVE underneath. That one wouldn't drop. So a rebound by Holy Cross's Alex Smith. Cerie MOSGROVE is only a rebound away from a double-double. She's got 12 and 9 along with 5 assists. Foul underneath as Caitlin Cole tried to fight it up. She'll get a couple. 5:17 on the clock. When you look at the Atlantic 10, everybody starts by talking about Xavier, which is 10 and 2 and ranked 9th in the country in women's basketball. It's actually Duquesne, I beg your pardon, Dave. Duquesne has the best non-conference record, 12 and 2. So they've got a couple more victories to do the Musketeers.
You look at Xavier ranked in the top 10 all season. One of those two losses to Stanford, who just knocked off an ended UConn streak. So a tough schedule played by the Musketeers non-conference.
Cole is able to hit. So 2 for 2 for Caitlin Cole. Lead is down to 22. And then Montgomery bumped and fouled in the backcourt. That's a 1-and-1. 8th foul against Holy Cross here in the second half. 7th, but who's counting? Still a 1-and-1 for D. Montgomery. So you talk about Duquesne 12 and 2, leading the way. Of course, all of this non-conference in the Atlantic 10. Xavier 10 and 2. Charlotte, strong start, 12 and 3, as the front end is no good. St. Joseph's 10 and 4. St. Bonaventure 10 and 5. A lot of strong non-conference records. UMass is going to have its work cut out for it once they get into league play starting Saturday.
And that's when we'll really start seeing things shaking out the way they should. These non-conference schedules, you never know, who's playing who and whose strength of schedule is better than another. I mean, like we talked about before, UMass's strength of schedule very good here in the non-conference.
Jasmine Watson gunning for a new career high was too strong, but Mosgrove kept it alive, and it's UMass ball.
You look at some of UMass's losses here in the non-conference schedule. The tournament at Seton Hall, the Minutewomen losing to perennial power LSU and staying with the Tigers for much of that game and falling to host Seton Hall.
What else is new? A Megan Zulo 3. She's just hit her 4th of the night. Tusher and Zulo combining for 8 3-pointers. The Minutewomen back up 25. That shot no good. Jasmine Watson clears the glass. 69-44. Largest lead has been 27, so UMass can match that with a 2-point basket. The Rhode Island game is at 2 p.m. on Saturday. That one is in the Ocean State in Kingston. There's Watson. Watson splashes in a career-high 23rd point for Jasmine. 21 last year was the previous high. 3-pointer is too strong there by Fremo, and UMass has the ball.
And tonight has been Jasmine Watson's coming out party. Coming back on December 8th from that knee injury that held her out through most of the preseason, which is, you talk about missing the first month of games, but you got to also have to take into account that first month of practice when you're missing all that time, getting in shape, getting in tune with the offense with a brand new coaching staff, a new system.
Nice pass, Zulo to Musgrove, but Cerie had it blocked.
And this has been really her first dominating performance of the season.
Ward slashing through, gets it to drop, and Holy Cross will call a timeout, down by 23. 71-48. Or 46. I beg your pardon. 25 points is the lead. I didn't count in the Jasmine Watson basket we'd been talking about. 3 minutes and 28 seconds to go. We're keeping it right here. Let's take a look. This is how Jasmine was able to establish a new career high in scoring.
Little ball fake there, get the defender off balance, one hard dribble, pull up and knock it down. Watson had that mid-range jump shot to her game. It just makes her all the more dangerous. We know how tough she is on the low block with her post moves. She adds that mid-range jumper. Already a great foul shooter, becoming the complete package.
Talking about Xavier, and that's how tough that's going to be. It's our next UMass Minutewomen broadcast here on CBS 3 now. The Musketeers, a top 10 nationally ranked team, will be at the Mullins Center a couple of Sundays from now. Sunday, the 16th of January, for a 1 o'clock game right here on CBS 3 now.
Head coach Kevin McGuff's built quite the program out there in Cincinnati.
Emily Tusher touched that 3-point miss from Musgrove. So as it goes out of bounds, Holy Cross will be in possession when we come back. Final 3:08. When we return, also an interview with her, Sharon Dawley, when we come back. 71-46, 25-point lead for UMass, putting the finishing touches on win number 4, right here on CBS 3 now.
Good morning and thank you for calling Marcotte Ford.
We have a no-pressure sales environment to help you find the right vehicle.
It's knowing that you have loaner wheels when you need them.
It's great service that's open late.
Till midnight.
We have a tradition of great deals.
We got it here at Marcotte Ford.
For over 45 years, we've been servicing customers throughout New England.
Come to Marcotte and drive one today.
Great balls of fire! You got the bond, you got the bond, you got the betting bond. We got the king, we got the queen, we do the discount thing. You got the bond, you got the big red bond. You got the discount price and it feels so nice. Buy the betting bond near you.
At Clark Paint Factory, paint is our only business, and that's why contractors and homeowners choose Clark. From America's leading brands to our own brand, find what you're looking for or have it perfectly matched. Clark Paint Factory, proudly serving New England since 1928.
UMass Minutewomen were up by 8 points at halftime. They now lead by 25 as the dancing fans at the Curry Hicks Cage celebrate. 71-46. As soon as the final buzzer sounds, we'll be joined here in the broadcast location by head coach Sharon Dawley and probably a member of the seemingly inevitably victorious Minute Women. So don't turn us off just because the game's about to end. It was 33-25 at halftime. A fairly close game, you'd have to say. But UMass scored 19 of the first 21 points of the half, and they did it in just barely 5 minutes. Blowing it open, and they haven't looked back. Fremo underneath, able to bank it in. Whitney Fremo, the only Holy Cross player in double figures. She has 13.
And she's played a good game down the low block. Really at a size disadvantage against these UMass post players, but has used her smarts and good footwork inside to free herself for some hoops.
Coach Dawley with 4 of her 5 starters out there. The only reserve in the court is Shakaya Robinson, who's in for Jasmine Watson. 5 on the shot clock. Zulo misses off to the right. And Mosgrove tried to save it, but that was out of bounds.
Coach Dawley taking advantage of this. There's these live scrimmage against other opponent opportunities are few and far between, and with conference play starting, they got to take every moment they can against competition to sharpen the offense and defense.
So Holy Cross has just been down a couple of times by 27. It's making a little bit of a run. That's the 8th team foul against the Minute Women here.
Tough call there on Mosgrove.
That'll put Fremo at the free throw line. And she'll have a 1-and-1 with 2 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock. This will be as Coach Dawley applauds the effort of Shakaya Robinson, who's coming out. Stephanie Lawrence replaced her. This will be the 3rd straight home win for UMass, which has been a significant, you see this at all levels of basketball. It's so often the case that you're a significantly better home team than road. The Minute Women have done well when playing on home courts. All 4 of their victories, either the Mullen Center or now the Curry-Hicks Cage. And when you have a younger team, Dave, I think it's harder to win on the road.
Oh, absolutely. Everything from the foreign environment to the travel, staying in a hotel, everything down to the meals. You're thrown out of your routine, and it takes a little while to adjust to that.
Good job by Zulo. Look at her pressure, Kelly Hammer in the backcourt, and she knocked it off of Hamner out of bounds. You know, there's only about 95 seconds left in the game. You're winning by 23, but the senior Megan Zulo just hustled to get a steal.
And that's exactly the example you want your seniors setting for these younger players. No matter the score, no matter the time left, you give 100% effort at all times, and that's what Sharon Dawley preaches, and that's what Megan Zulo demonstrated right there.
Minute Women call a 30-second timeout, presumably to get some substitutes into the game. 1:35 on the clock. Let's take another look at that last effort there by Megan Zulo.
Those great hands she's been using defensively all game, getting her hands on the ball. The hustle here.
I think she's safe. Head first slide.
Athletic trainer Lacey Gunn there on offering a helping hand.
UMass will be 4-11 heading to Rhode Island on Saturday. It's a 2 o'clock game again. The Rams are 6-8. You can hear coverage of that game on our flagship radio station for UMass Minute Women Basketball, 91.1 FM, WMUA, Saturday. Their pregame show begins at 1:45 in the afternoon. Be a good warm-up for that UMass UNH hockey game on Saturday. Or if you prefer NFL football, that'll lead into that too. Minute Women milking a 23-point lead. And they'll get some free throws here as Ward grabs a hold of D. Montgomery. 1-1, team's 8th. Leading scorer for the Minute Women, Jasmine Watson, with a career-high 23 points. She's got a double-double, 11 rebounds now, and Cerie MOSGROVE did get a 10th rebound a few moments ago, so she's got a double-double, 12 and 10. 3 Minute Women with 12 points, MOSGROVE, Zulo, and Tusher. Here comes Sarah English, and Cerie with that double-double goes to the bench for a final time. Zulo's also out. Emily Tusher and Dee Montgomery, the only starters still on the court. Montgomery hits them both. 25-point game. Now the final 70 seconds here from the cage. Nice men's-women's doubleheader at the cage this year, huh? Unless you're a Holy Cross fan.
Yeah, that's a tough one for the Crusaders.
Men winning for UMass over the men Crusaders on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and now the women following suit for the minute for UMass. Sarah English picked up a foul with a minute to go. 73-48. People, I beg your pardon, Dave. People ask, would you play more games in this building? And they asked that of both Derek Kellogg and Sharon Dolly. Logistically, it's difficult. The amenities that you need now for a Division I basketball game are not exactly up to date. You can't recruit to this building nearly the way you would at the Mullins Center.
Right. Yeah, from a fan's perspective, this is great. The history, just the aura of this building, it's phenomenal. The fans are right on top of the court. It creates a great atmosphere for basketball. But on the other hand, you have down the street a beautiful facility that's really, your recruiting centerpiece, and with, like you said, all the modern amenities, not only for the fans and participants, but also for guys like you and me as far as media relations type amenities.
Well, you be honest, there's no internet in this building.
Makes it tough.
Of course, the internet hadn't come around in 1993 when this building was put to a close.
And especially in 31 when it was built.
UMass checked in Abby Lalim, a freshman from Orleans, Vermont. Shot won't drop. Sarah English fighting for the rebound with 40 seconds remaining. And a held ball will belong to UMass.
Sarah English, a poster performer that's had a few good games for this team here in her freshman season and really contributed. Had a nice game in the last contest, the road loss at Harvard, but with Watson red hot in this one, there wasn't many opportunities for her to get in.
Well, she missed again. Good hustle there by Kelly Robinson. 6-second differential between the game and the shot clocks. Minutewomen up by 23. And that time Lalim can't hit. English again. English gets herself into the score column with a putback. Sarah English makes it 75-50 UMass. Chance for Kristen Fury for three. She just checked in. Couldn't hit it. UMass with a chance to run out the clock here. Shot clock turned off and 12 seconds to go. So the Minutewomen will win a third straight home game, and they'll head into the Atlantic 10 portion of the schedule with some momentum. Resounding victory tonight thanks to a brilliant second half. UMass wins by 25.
Huge performance for the Minutewomen today. You can really see the points of emphasis that Sharon Dolly has stressed since she took over as head coach really starting to take form now as the players are adjusting to the new system, adjusting to each other, and a pair of double-doubles, 4 players in double digits. Great performance by the Minutewomen.
Jasmine Watson, a double-double, career high 23 points, 11 rebounds. And then 3 players with 12, Tusher, Zulo, and Mosgrove, who had the other double-double. And the Minutewomen are 4 and 11 going into Atlantic 10 play. So before we sign off, we await our post-game interviews here from the cage. We certainly hope you've enjoyed our broadcast coverage tonight on CBS 3 Now. Dave, when you take a look back at the game tonight, it was Jasmine Watson early, but then it was the outside shooting that helped UMass pull away. They ended up hitting 11 three-pointers.
And that's really where you can see the post play and the outside shooting can really play off each other. Jasmine Watson establishing herself really early in the ball game, taking over. Holy Cross has to adjust. They have to respect that, give attention down low, and that opens up those outside shots for the shooters. And UMass, as they've shown for much of the season, especially tonight, can knock down those long-range shots.
4 three-pointers apiece for Emily Tusher and for Megan Zulo. Well, it was a career night for Jasmine Watson, who put in 17 of her 23 points in the first half, and we're happy to welcome on Jasmine Watson here after the win. Career high. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Tell us about the win tonight. It seemed like very early in the game your teammates made a concerted effort to get you involved. Was that the case?
Well, I definitely had to work on me getting in shape, and then once I got in shape, I could finish better. I think my teammates knew I was working harder this game. I feel like I dropped the ball a little bit lately, so I need to pick it up, especially because I'm a captain.
Did you say, hey, I'm coming out and making a statement early?
Yeah, we said it as a team that we needed to come out, just attack. We get down in the second half and we want to fight back. We wanted to come out in the first half and get it done.
Go ahead, Dave.
You missed so much of the preseason with the knee injury, not coming back till December 8th, missing all those games. Do you feel like now you're finally getting back to who Jasmine Watson really is?
Definitely, and it's definitely a part of my team. They trying to build me up and keep my spirits up because they know, I missed so many games and my conditioning isn't where it's supposed to be. So we've been putting in extra work to get me to where I needed to be. So it's all part of my team and all of us putting in effort.
Before we let you go, you're actually, on such a young team, you're, believe it or not, one of the few that have been through the Atlantic 10 wars before.
Yeah.
So as you get ready for conference play, what do you expect? What do you tell your teammates to expect?
Just expect competitiveness. It's definitely, there's no easy teams. There's no easy wins. We have to fight. We fought this far, but we have to fight anymore. We have to dig deep. Everybody has to play a year older than what they are. We have freshmen. So everybody needs to step up. And I think it's making us grow because we know we have to step up, and conference is here. There's no more preparing for it. It's here, so we got to step up.
Well, good luck. Thanks again. Congratulations on a career high tonight and also double-double.
Thanks.
All right, that's Jasmine Watson, and head coach Sharon Dawley is going to come on now and join us here on our post-game coverage from the Curry-Hicks cage. Minute women, as you see, win the game by 25 points tonight. A triumphant return to this building. Coach, congratulations on the win. How did you like playing in here?
I really enjoyed it. It's a little bit noisier for us, and it's just got that basketball feel to it, the Hoosier feel. And I think our band is exceptional, and you can hear them really well in here, and I think that it just adds to the excitement of the game.
All right, talking about the game, it seemed like a tale of two halves. The first 20 minutes, it was Jasmine Watson carrying your team. Then in the second half, the outside shooters took over. How did you see it from your vantage point?
Well, we knew, we have great outside shooting, and we knew eventually we'd start hitting those shots. Meg, she's just a phenomenal shooter, so in our transition, if you ever any room at all, she's going to knock those down. I thought Emily was fantastic from three. She's at 50% right now for the day, so I thought that was extraordinary. But I think that's what happens. You have to have an inside presence to get your outside game going. And I think some of the games we've lost, that's what we didn't have. We came out just bombing away, and we have to show an inside presence first.
Dave, was it a concerted effort tonight to get Jasmine involved right away early and kind of open things up for the rest of the offense?
Yeah, and that's been kind of a focus all year, really. But after her 5-week, injury, I think she is taking a while to get in game shape. I think her confidence isn't quite there. So even though we're going to her early, we haven't been that successful. Like we did the same thing at Harvard, but she missed a lot of those shots that tonight she made. So I think as she gets more and more in game shape, I think that's the plan we'll have, and I think we'll be very successful.
With the new coaching staff coming in, a lot of new players, and then like you talked about, Watson coming back kind of midway to this point, do you feel like things are finally starting to kind of turn in the direction you want and seeing things develop?
Yeah, I felt like we had turned a huge corner right before Christmas with the two big comeback wins. Christmas break, I think, hurt us. But it is what it is. You have to take a few days off for Christmas. So that hurt us a little bit because we were on a roll. And then I think we took a little step backwards. And now we're getting back into game shape again. And so I think we'll continue where we left off before Christmas.
Coach, Atlantic 10 play is upon you. It's the second half of the season. I guess if you break it into pieces, it's going to be a tough league. How do you feel you're prepared and going into that starting at Rhode Island on Saturday?
Well, this win definitely helps confidence-wise, and I think 90% of this game is confidence. So it's a good win bringing us to URI. I think if we play well and protect the basketball, we could be successful this weekend there. And we're just going game to game because obviously we have tough opponents, and we'll work really hard to take different things away from different opponents. But and tonight I was impressed. We changed how we defended ball screens right in the middle of the game. The kids did it really well. So, that stuff gets us excited that we can make changes midstream.
Well, congratulations on the big victory tonight, and we wish much success moving forward. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's head coach Sharon Dawley here on our postgame coverage following the Minute Women's 75-50 victory. That'll do it for our coverage here from the cage, where the Minute Women have a winning return for the first game since 2004, up by 8 at halftime. UMass blew it open early in the second half, Dave, and that was why they were able to get a very comfortable victory.
And we talked about it with Coach and Jasmine. Watson dominating in the first half really created so many other things for the offense, opened up those outside shots. Zulo, Tusher, Mosgrove all knocking down three-pointers, and UMass became more of a well-rounded team there by establishing that early inside presence.
Our next broadcast on CBS 3 Now for the Minutewomen comes your way in a couple of Sundays. The nationally ranked Xavier Musketeers will be at the Mullins Center on Sunday the 16th for a 1 o'clock tip, and our next game on CBS 3 Now is Saturday night when the Minutemen hockey team takes on top 5 New Hampshire at 7 o'clock, also at the Mullins Center. I'd like to thank our entire crew here tonight, including director and producer Sean McCluskey. For Dave Gunn, I'm Josh Maurer. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Again, the final, it was UMass 75 and Holy Cross 50. Good night from Amherst here on the UMass Sports Network.
Great balls of fire! You got the bond, you got the bond, you got the wedding bond. We got the king, we got the queen, we do the discount thing. You got the bond, you got the big red bond. You got the discount price and it feels so nice. Buy the wedding bond near you.
At Clark Paint Factory, paint is our only business, and that's why contractors and homeowners choose Clark. From America's leading brands to our own brand, find what you're looking for or have it perfectly matched. Clark Paint Factory, proudly serving New England since 1928.
The American Inn provides a lifestyle that enables people to relax and enjoy their life. People can participate as much or as little as they choose. 55 is the new 30.
We just fell in love with it, and we thought, well, why should we stay in our great big old house that needs so much care? So this has been wonderful.
It's just a very vibrant, active group of people who are willing to try new things. This lifestyle gives them that opportunity. This is the way to go if you're over 55.
Hi, I'm Gary Block, owner of Block Jewelry. We all know there's no easy fix for the current economy, but if you're looking for a diamond or a unique gift for someone special, we can fix that. If your favorite piece of jewelry is broken or your diamond needs a new setting, we can also fix that. If your watch is right twice a day, we can fix that too. At Block Jewelry, we can't fix everything, but when it comes to jewelry, we can fix that. Block Jewelry, there's no better place.
Get your tickets now. Call 1-866-UMass-TIX or visit UMassAthletics.com.
Good morning and thank you for calling Marcotte Ford.
We have a no-pressure sales environment to help you find the right vehicle.
It's knowing that you have loaner wheels when you need them.
It's great service that's open late.
Till midnight.
We have a tradition of great deals.
We got it here at Marcotte Ford.
For over 45 years, we've been servicing customers throughout New England.
Come to Marcotte and drive one today.
In football, you've got to be prepared. Things can change fast on the field. It's the same thing in life. You never know what's coming next. I know from experience. That's why I've got life insurance from SBLI. My family's future is too important. Now we're ready for whatever comes our way.
Affordable, dependable life insurance since 1907.
The thing I like about UMass is that there's so many choices, so many options.
It's incredible to be able to go to a school that is this diverse.
To be able to put on my resume that I've done marketing for the show Glee and movies that have been #1 at the box office. I came from Chicago to UMass for the sports management program because it's one of the top programs in the nation.
And I love having a practical major where I can be at school and feel like I'm doing something.
There's so much research going on here. There's lots of opportunity for undergraduate involvement in research that you don't get at a smaller institution.
The UMass Amherst Alumni Association is over 225,000 alumni strong. Our vibrant community participates in professional development programs, alumni clubs, athletic, and other events around the globe. Explore the traditions, resources, and opportunities that are your UMass Amherst Alumni Association. Get connected today.
You are